When you see these gadgets, you'd think they're straight out of the future. But here's the good news. You can actually buy or pre-order every single one of them today. So buckle up, and let's take a quick dive into the world of tomorrow. If you're the kind of person who always needs something to fidget with, but don't want to carry around a pointless toy, this might be your thing. It's basically a useful spinner that keeps your hands busy and actually does stuff. Each of its 6 sides is a different type of file. So whether you're sharpening a blade or just fixing a chipped nail, you're covered. And every side is also a 1-inch ruler, so you can flip and measure as you go. For now, it's going for $50 on Kickstarter, if you're quick. This gadget might not be a tech breakthrough, but it's definitely one of those practical things a lot of people would find handy. It's a money clip that doubles as an EDC knife, perfect for opening boxes when you need to, while keeping your bills neatly in place. But for $75, I think I'll hold my horses for now. This knife is all about one thing, being a knife, but it leans hard into the cool factor, with a design that's clearly inspired by a cicada. Now, personally, cicadas don't do much for me, but I've got to admit, these blades look pretty slick. The promo doesn't show exactly how the blade deploys, but judging by the button in the center, I'm guessing it's a quick press and flick situation. As for the price, this little piece of knife art will run you $250. This one honestly made me chuckle a bit, and let me explain why. At first glance, it looked like some kind of multi-tool disguised as a sleek, metallic credit card. I figured it must fold out into a bunch of useful tools or gadgets. Then I saw it turns into a pen. I thought, okay, that's actually pretty cool, so it's not just some multi-tool, it's also a pen. But then I looked deeper into the product, and that's when it hit me. This isn't a multi-tool with a pen feature. It is the pen. The entire purpose of the product is just to be a metal pen that folds flat into a credit card shape. And the price starts at $170, and that's with a discount, all for a pen that folds. Sure, it's a neat concept, and the engineering is clever, but paying that much for what's essentially just a pen that fits in your wallet? Not for me. And if you want the fancy little stand that makes it look like a rocket on your desk, that'll push the price to $250. At first glance, this thing might look like an old-school film camera, but that's not exactly what it is. If you take a closer look at their demo video, you'll see it's actually a case. One that wraps around your regular smartphone with 2 solid metal plates, turning it into something that looks and feels like a vintage camera. But it's not just about the looks. The real goal here is to make mobile shooting a lot more comfortable. You get physical controls for snapping photos, changing shooting modes, adjusting zoom, all right where your fingers naturally rest. It's perfect for anyone who's serious about getting great shots with their phone. Plus, you can attach external lenses to it, giving your phone even more creative potential. And because it's built like a tank, you don't have to stress if you drop it mid-shoot. It's designed to take a hit. Of course, the whole thing isn't cheap. It's around $200. But if you're into photography and haven't saved up for a full-blown mirrorless setup just yet, this might be a solid middle ground. And now, let me show you a super simple and affordable hack to stay connected in any country the moment you land. It's called Airalo, an app that lets you install an eSIM, which is basically a digital version of a SIM card. No need to buy a local SIM after landing, and no need to pay for expensive international roaming plans from your provider. Before you start though, just make sure your phone is eSIM compatible. Most newer models support it, but it's worth checking. Let's say you're going to Bali. You just select Indonesia in the app, and in a few taps, you're ready to go. And the best part? Your original number stays active. Honestly, it's perfect for anyone who travels a lot, or even just going on vacation abroad. Airalo has plans for over 200 countries, and if you're visiting several places in one region, you can grab a regional plan and stay connected in all of them. You choose how much data you need, whether you want calls or texts, and you can always top up or extend your plan directly in the app if your trip gets longer. And here's a bonus. You can get $3 off your first eSIM with my code YFT3. Just scan the QR code on screen or hit the link in the description. This isn't just another phone case, it's a full-on smartphone. At first glance, it looks like something from a luxury brand, but in reality, it's actually a pretty budget-friendly option. And it's not just any phone, it's packed with specs that almost sound too good to be true. We're talking about a built-in thermal camera, full waterproofing down to several meters, and a rugged build that you can literally throw, bury in sand, or leave in sub-zero temps. It still works. The battery? Twice the size of an iPhone's, promising up to 57 days on standby. And the cameras? A triple setup, 50 megapixels, 64 megapixels, and 32 megapixels. On paper, that's impressive. Plus, there's 5G, a 120Hz display like gaming phones, and 32 gigs of RAM, which is insane for a device in this price range. But here's the thing. With Android phones, especially ones that come out of nowhere with dream specs, real-world use doesn't always match the hype. You get lured in by promises of 10x zoom and ultra performance, and then reality hits. The software stutters, the camera AI is half-baked, and things just feel clunky. So yeah, for $600, it might sound like a steal. But before jumping in, I'd definitely wait for more legit, non-sponsored reviews, or better yet, test it myself. This next gadget looks like it came straight out of a sci-fi movie, but it's actually a high-precision wireless 3D scanning system, and it's seriously impressive. The NimbleTrack scanner is designed to capture everything from tiny parts to massive machinery with incredible detail. You just hold it in your hand and move it around the object, while a nearby receiver tracks and transmits the scan to your computer in real time. That means you can see exactly what's being captured as you go. What makes it stand out is the precision. We're talking accuracy up to 0.02 millimeters. It's fully wireless, lightweight, and lets you scan everything from archaeological artifacts to car engines, even full helicopters. It's especially useful for things like restoration, reverse engineering, or industrial prototyping. You can turn real-world objects into 3D models and then recreate them with a printer or use them in digital design. Obviously, this isn't your average consumer gadget. It's made for professionals in engineering, manufacturing, museums, and research. But if you're one of those people, get ready, because the price starts at around $42,000 on Alibaba. So yeah, definitely not something for your everyday DIY projects. If regular tents feel like crawling into a cramped nylon burrito, this one flips the whole camping game upside down, literally. The XenoNest is a 2-story inflatable tent that looks more like a portable spaceship than something you'd pitch in the woods. It inflates in about 5 minutes, turns into a futuristic air cabin with a skylight, and has an upper nest that's basically a second-floor chill zone. There's room to stand, lounge, and even host a cozy tent party if you're that kind of camper. The price starts at around $2,000, and while the concept is definitely cool, you can't help but wonder, will it stand up to strong winds or decide to take off like a giant camping balloon? The video shows the tent can handle winds up to 44 miles per hour, but I personally wouldn't risk it, unless you're trying to reenact Dorothy getting swept off to a magical land. Who doesn't love a good picnic with friends? And it's even better when you don't have to balance your plate on your knees. That's where AroundFire comes in, with a super simple but genius metal table. The whole crew can sit around it, and right in the center, you've got a built-in fire pit. Kind of like a Korean BBQ setup, where you cook food in front of everyone, and later in the evening, toast some s'mores. The whole thing folds down into a compact carry bag, making it easy to bring along. Not exactly cheap, starting around $200 depending on the size, but honestly, for the convenience, might be totally worth it. This one's part gadget, part home decor. First off, it's a mini table and laptop stand with slide-out trays for your snacks and drinks, perfect for those lazy Netflix sessions. Then there's a built-in fan, which is a lifesaver in the summer. It also has a Bluetooth speaker and wireless phone charger, so you've got your chill setup fully covered. And of course, there's RGB lighting around the edges, just for the vibes. If you're cool with dropping $200, this might be one of those gadgets that actually earns its spot in your living room. If you're drowning in back-to-back meetings and constantly worried about missing important points, this little gadget might be a game changer. The HiDock P1 is a compact voice recorder that captures everything, whether you're in an online meeting with headphones or just sitting in a room with people talking. And the best part? It automatically transcribes it all for you. No subscription required. You can also use it for your own voice notes. Just talk, and it'll organize your thoughts with clean transcriptions. It's super handy for anyone juggling a busy schedule. And right now, you can grab one for just $80 on Kickstarter if you're quick. Still carrying your files around on a basic flash drive? Time to upgrade. The MoveSpeed GD10 is like a tiny vault for your data, with a touchscreen, built-in encryption, and a sleek zinc alloy body. Just tap to lock, and your files are safe. Lose it? No problem. It works with Apple's Find My, so you can track it down in seconds. Speeds up to 1050 megabytes per second mean you can even record ProRes 4K video straight from your iPhone. It holds up to 2 terabytes, stays cool with built-in ventilation, and, because why not, it has little fidget sliders on the side to keep your hands busy while your files are flying. No, this isn't a new version of the legendary Motorola Razr. It's actually the Haptique RS90 smart remote, and it instantly caught my attention with its concept. One gadget to control pretty much everything in your home. What's cool is that it works not only with smart lights and speakers, but also with regular TVs and air conditioners through an infrared port. That means you don't have to upgrade all your appliances to get that smart home feel. It's got a touchscreen, but also physical buttons, which is super handy. Like, if you want to quickly play some music or start a show on your TV, you can do it in just a couple taps. But the big question is, how practical is it really? I think it could be a great fit for people who prefer physical controls, don't want to dig through apps on their phone, and just like having everything in one place. Though, as with most universal remotes, it might not work perfectly with every device. I'd be really curious to test how this gadget priced at $430 handles a mix of new and older tech. This is the new version of the popular Remarkable tablet, now called the Paper Pro. At first glance, you'd think a model that starts at $579, without even including the folio, should clearly outperform its predecessor. But it's not that simple. What's surprising is that many users who tested the two devices side by side in everyday use still can't decide which one is better. Some even stick with the older Remarkable 2. Yes, the Paper Pro is definitely faster, has lower latency when writing, adjustable brightness, a color display, and a slightly larger screen. But on the flip side, many say the pen on the older model actually feels smoother on the surface, text in PDFs appears crisper, and some people just prefer the smaller form factor. So it's not a clear upgrade for everyone. These two tablets simply feel different, and the only way to really know which one's right for you is to try them both, especially since the full Paper Pro setup can cost up to $829. The improvements are real, but whether they're worth the extra cash, that's very personal. This little guy is called SOLDR, and at first glance, it looks like someone finally tried to organize the chaotic world of soldering. It's basically a modular soldering station that puts everything in one tidy box. Tool holders, spool reels, a cooling fan with lights, and even those helpful third hands for holding components in place. It's all magnetic and customizable, which is a cool touch for folks who like to tweak their setup. They say you can 3D print and customize it yourself, so if you like messing with your own gear, this could be your thing. But, as always with crowd-funded gadgets, until real-world reviews roll in, it's hard to say how well it'll hold up on a messy workbench. The price of the full kit starts at $209. If you're seriously thinking about diving into DIY projects, or even turning your hobby into a small business, solid gear is a must. And for anyone getting into laser engraving or cutting materials like wood, leather, or acrylic, the Creality FaIcon A1 is a great place to start. It's a compact yet powerful laser engraver with a built-in camera that helps you line up your design perfectly on the material. You can see exactly how your final result will look right on the screen, which saves a lot of guesswork and time. The 10-watt laser easily cuts through up to 10mm plywood or 6mm acrylic in a single pass. No need to mess with calibration either. It's got autofocus, auto Z-axis leveling, and smart material thickness detection. You can connect it via Wi-Fi or USB, control everything from your phone, and even get a live camera preview during the engraving process. It's also packed with smart safety features, so at around $500, it's a solid pick for anyone just starting out in laser work. This thing looks like it's ready for battle, but no, it won't protect you from invisible enemies. What it will do, though, is store your batteries in the most dramatic way possible. You load them in like you're arming a weapon, and that's it. No launch, no lasers, just good old battery storage for just $30. You can spin it around if you're bored, but those AA troops are staying right where they are, patiently waiting for their next mission.